With Kyle Snyder and Greg Kerkvliet leaving Ohio State to go to Penn State, is the program in danger of becoming lesser? Well, this week, a question was submitted by fan Charles. So let's get to that, and then I will discuss all about the Ohio State program.
Fanco Wrestling. I've enjoyed your videos. I'm an Ohio State fan. You're a Penn State fan. Snyder leaving Ohio State's RTC club is a big blow. Snyder meant a lot to Ohio State, and we lost him. So my question to you, Fanco Wrestling, is this. What can Ohio State do in their RTC to attract good wrestlers? Can Ohio State pay people like Cox to come wrestle with them? Can they pay people like Burrow to come? Or is that illegal? Can you give someone really good perks to come train at your RTC? What can Ohio State do? Thank you, and God bless you.
Well, Charles, first of all, thank you for sending in that question. That was unexpected, and I'm so excited to be able to address this comment because it's very interesting now, especially with the transfer of Kyle Snyder and Greg Kerkvliet going to Penn State now. It's a very interesting topic of discussion right now. So what can Ohio State do to attract better talent, and are they in danger of becoming a lesser program? And my initial thought right off the bat is going to be no, I don't think they're in danger, but I think there are a couple things that they could do, and that was really part of your question was, what can Ohio State do? What are the factors that are affecting recruiting? Because losing Kyle Snyder obviously is a big factor. You have an Olympian in your midst every single day in the room, in the RTC, and that's huge for guys training, and that's probably a big reason why Kerkvliet left and transferred to Penn State. So first of all, I think there are a couple of main factors that are affecting recruiting, not just at Ohio State, but every single program. The first thing I believe is coaching. And these aren't in any particular order, but coaching I believe is very important as far as recruiting goes. If you don't have a solid coach, somebody who you can trust, somebody who's teaching good technique in the room every day and trying to make you better, I think that's a factor that can definitely hurt recruiting. And I'll get to why I think Ohio State has these three things. The second thing is facilities. Facilities is a major factor as far as recruiting is seen. And the third main factor is your current wrestlers who are in the room every day, as well as not just in your college program, but in an RTC program, as well as recent history. So the first topic I want to hit is the coaching. Does Ohio State have good coaching? Well, if you know Ohio State, they do have head coach Tom Ryan. And I think that's one of the biggest factors that is going to help Ohio State in recruiting, and Ryan's done a very good job in recent years. I mean, even since his tenure at Ohio State, but really in recent years. So Tom Ryan is the head coach, and if you're doubting Tom Ryan as far as how he's doing as a coach, well, he brought Ohio State their first NCAA championship ever in 2015, being the only team to beat out Penn State in their 9-year reign. He's also always in the race with them pretty much every single year. Always in the race for top 2 in the country. Now, he doesn't always get there, but he has got there once. He's been runner-up 5 different times in his tenure. He's had 6 wrestlers earn 12 national titles, and he's also won 9 conference championships. A few of those obviously being in the Big Ten conference championships in the most recent 10 years, which is pretty incredible as a head coach. So first of all, they're doing well as far as coaching is concerned. I don't think that is an issue as far as Ohio State's recruiting. The second is facilities. And Charles, I know you're being a Ohio State fan, is massive, and you know about Ohio State, but the program just put in new facilities, brand new facilities. I can only imagine the money that cost, probably multi-million-dollar facility. The Jennings Wrestling Facility and Covelli Center. That's the name of the facility, which is pretty cool. Tom Ryan says in an interview with Track Wrestling that I recently watched, he said that this place screams that we care. We care about our wrestlers. That it's something that attracts wrestlers, especially young high school kids. High school kids are, let's call it for what it is, they like to see that flash. They like to see the flare. They like to see what's there. And not only that, when they see that there's a beautiful weight room, when they see that there's 5 long mats, as well as nice windows from above the mats that something that's underrated because there are some programs out there that are practicing in what looks like a dungeon, which is not easy to practice in every day. That's big. It's a 2-story facility. They can walk right out into the arena in where they will have the wrestling matches, which is pretty darn cool. Now, the one thing which, to your point, is very interesting is that they do have a quote up kind of in the locker room in the lower level that's a Kyle Snyder quote that says, "Don't protect anything." Now, this is something that the wrestlers see every time they walk out for the match, all their matches, and of course this year being the first year that the facility is installed, it's going to be a little unfortunate now with Kyle Snyder not being there. Now, they have the coaching down, they have the facilities down. What else do they have? Well, the wrestlers, and this is the biggest thing here is the wrestlers. So Snyder left. Big hit, and there's no skirting around this. It's going to hurt recruiting in a little bit of a sense, especially in that upper weight. In those upper weights, you're going to have a couple of the upper weights that are in high school now, heavyweights, looking at maybe a Penn State instead of an Ohio State because of that Snyder transfer. So that's unfortunate for the program. However, over the recent years, like I said, recent history has to play an effect. They have had Kyle Snyder, Logan Stieber, Nato, Miles Martin, Jeff Jaggers dating back about 10 years, all within recent history that is in a lot of these junior high school kids' minds that are looking to go to an elite program. So we have had Kyle Snyder leave. He left for the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. We've had Joey McKenna leave, going to the Pennsylvania RTC, left about in August of 2019, and Logan Stieber in 2019 also announced his retirement, no longer in the RTC. So that is all unfortunate. So who's there now? Is there anybody there that's going to attract talent? Well, there's Nato, there's Luke Pletcher, Miles Martin, Colin Moore, Bo Jordan, assistant coach, and then there's also wrestlers like Ethan Smith and Simi Sasso who can have breakout years this year. Coming in the future, which is important in the recruit, you have top recruit in 2020, top 100 recruit. I think he's hanging out around the 108 spot on Flo's big board is Bryce Hepner of St. Ed's, which is big. It's big that you have a guy like this coming in. And are the other guys, other elite wrestlers like a Nato, like a Pletcher, like a Colin Moore, are they enough to bring guys in? Well, I would argue yes, they are. They were always in national title contention every single year. This year, you could see a few of those guys, including Colin Moore, including Luke Pletcher, who right now are the number 1 ranked wrestlers in their respective weight classes at the time of this recording. So I think that's very important, and you can see them becoming national champions over the next year. I think that'll very much elevate the recruiting, especially around those weights, with Pletcher being a lighter weight, Colin Moore being a heavier weight at 197. And as far as bringing other wrestlers in, can you bring a Jordan Burroughs in? Can you bring a Jaden Cox in? What does this cost? How is this? Well, RTC wrestlers are typically paid wrestlers. They receive some stipend every single month, which ranges anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 to $8,000, depending on the type of wrestler you are, the type of program where you are, and where that money's coming from. Of course, in order to get this money, that money's coming from donors to the program. So that's very important. And actually, Ohio State's doing a good job of getting donors, because I actually received a letter in the mail, and even though I'm not an Ohio State wrestler, I'm not an Ohio State alum, not even an Ohio State fan, I received this letter in the mail from Tom Ryan asking me to join the Wrestling Takedown Club. And this is a new club at Ohio State, just asking for donations, different levels in different perks here. You can donate $100 all the way up to $10,000 and above, and you receive different perks. Mostly it's for national championship tickets every single year. So they're doing a good job looking for donors here, and I think that's very, very important into getting guys like that in. If they could pull a Jordan Burroughs or somebody else into their RTC program, I think that would be very, very big for them. So what can Ohio State do over the next couple of years in order to improve this? I think the biggest thing is going to come down to competing heavily as a team, doing well on the national level in March, getting those All-Americans, getting those national champions and proving that they are an elite program. Anyways, thanks for that question. And if you have another one, please leave it in the comments below or send an email to fancowrestling@gmail.com.